but yellow skies, really trippy. It was also like foggy too. So I'm like walk out to where I can see my car. I'm just like looking at my car. I'm looking at the street. I'm looking at my legs. I'm like just like examining things in my HUD, and I'm just like, this is what like an alternate reality would feel like, or a dream
with
like,
the yellow hue.
Yeah. Monday morning, 7 a.m. It's like a yellow Fallout world Instagram filter over the world. It's like dusty and foggy and yellow. I legit, one of my first thoughts was, did a bomb go off somewhere?
We're in the remnants of a bomb.
Yeah, this is like what, like a big smoke cloud 10 miles later would feel like, I think, you know?
You're up early.
Yeah, we're up super early. But with the crazy thing, right? So then I'm like
7 a.m. We had a crazy storm, like thunderstorm Sunday night. Rainstorm.
I guess those were the conditions for the sky, right?
Yeah, or I guess that was what led up to it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it affected it exactly or gave it that tint or that tinge.
Maybe the sunrise.
I'll say maybe the sun rising.
But I'm telling, like the craziest part. I hadn't told you this. The craziest part was like 7 a.m. It's like bright, which is I'm kind of like, it doesn't make sense to me that it's so bright already. You know what I'm saying? And like my car just looks different. I was like, this is what a dream would feel like if you were actually like human. Like I think when we wake up in a dream, it's not the same as being awake in this thing. Because I was like, if I was this awake in a dream, that would be crazy. Like I would be able to tell the difference because I'm so like in my body right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was like being a dream and waking up, but being in life and dreaming
and
like,
thinking that,
it like crossed backwards. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. It's crazy because we had a similar situation or a similar emotion came out of me the other day because of some random situation in the kitchen at the house. It was like in life. We were just, I don't even know what we were doing. I think Bun and her grandma were like eating at the dinner table. And then they finished eating, and then not even a couple minutes later, like five or so minutes later, like Victoria and I go in the kitchen, and then with the bun, and then we're getting like ice cream or something. I don't even know. We're getting something out of the fridge, and then we go to put it on the table, like the dining room table, and there's like a whole bunch of, not a whole bunch, but like a solid amount, like a solid like pool, like probably this big, just like full of like little sugar ants. It's like black little sugar ants. And there's just like a pile of them, just like in one spot of the dining room table. And then we're just like, what the hell? Like that's. And then we looked around. Like I looked on other spots of the table, didn't see any other ants. I tried to see if there was like a trail of them leading from outside to inside or something. Did nothing. I was like, what the fuck? Where'd they come from? Like how'd you get here? And then I was like, I'm pretty sure like Bun, like these weren't here. She's like, no, like we just ate on this table like 5 minutes ago, and there was like nothing here. So I was like, this feels like a dream. Like this feels like a random event that would happen in a dream, and you'd be like, that was so random and weird. And you would like wake up the next morning and remember it in your dream when you're recalling your dream. You're like, yeah. And then we're in the kitchen, and there was some random ants on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like a distinct.
I was like, that was like a dream.
Fact.
Yeah, that was like a dream action that like just like happened in real life. No, it was so unexplainable.
I'm on that ride with you. I feel that. Yeah. Because stuff makes sense in a dream that doesn't make sense. You're like, you know.
Yeah, you just accept it and you just keep on moving.
And then when you wake up, sometimes you're like, this thing was so normal to me, but
yeah, like, not that I'm saying it sounds fucking weird.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, I don't know what that, now
that's a weird sleep.
I wasn't even tripping on that until we got there together. But okay, at 8:30, or I guess at 7:50, so like at
almost an hour.
Yeah.
Into the yellow sky.
Right.
Or yellow hue.
I go back outside to open up the gate so that we can like leave and go to work and go to just go home. And it was weird to me because when I went out at 7 o'clock, the gate was open because my car was on the other side of the gate. And I like remember distinctly, I like looked at the sky, looked at my car, looked at my legs. And then like when I looked at my car, I was like, that was when I was like, I feel like I'm dreaming or something. This is crazy. This is what like a psychedelic realm feels like. Or if I were to die and woke up here, or pass out and wake up here, I'd be like, whoa, I'm in the spiritual realm right now.
So different. This is in between.
Yeah, something.
in between place.
And then, so then my girlfriend asked me to go open the gate so that we can leave. And I'm like, yeah. And then I go outside, and then I'm like, wait, this gate was open.
It was already open when you went out the first time.
Am I tripping? And I'm like, she must have closed it herself. But it's like, I don't know why she closed it.
And then asked you to open it.
Yeah, what? Yeah, exactly, right? And then I'm like, it's just like a dream, you know what I'm saying? Like it made sense, but it didn't make sense. I was like, why am I doing this? This doesn't make sense, but whatever, I'll just open this gate. But when I walked out to do that, the sky was just like regular, like not
Normal
black,
day.
but like, you know how morning is like dark blue into like light blue? And it
Yeah,
kinda
until
like,
it like starts to lighten up.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, all my memories of that are mostly at a bus stop from being a kid.
Uh-huh.
You're just like waiting for the bus. It's like dark, real dark at
Yeah,
first.
it's still dark. Yeah.
And then it starts to like come into like, you know, just regular light. It was like that tint where it's just like the dark blue tint of the sky, like life's regular filter, you know?
Yeah.
But
Regular early morning.
There was no yellows in there, which was so weird to me. I was like, what? Like it was over. Whatever was happening had passed, you know?
Yeah.
But there was a moment where it was like, oh, yellow. Seriously.
Whatever strange atmospheric conditions took place between like the pressure or like the temperature change with the rain and the lightning and the sun coming up, like that little weird combo just maybe give it a little pocket of time where it was a fucking strange filter on life for a little bit.
So weird, bro.
That's cool. You get to see it.
Yeah, it was weird. Like I couldn't really sleep. I guess that was Sunday night. I just couldn't fall asleep. I didn't work out. I wasn't super active. I didn't exert a lot of energy, and thus I like wasn't worn out when I tried to go to bed. Right, and then I'm like watching YouTube videos and just like letting my brain rev, like keep the Mustang on, but I should be like, falling asleep.
Put in the lower RPMs.
Yeah, for sure.
You're on YouTube in rabbit holes or what? I was looking up shit.
I really like watching video game YouTube explanations for like N64 games.
Explanations as far as like the creation of the game or like the meaning of the game.
I'll take it all if it's a good video. But some of the cooler ones are like Zelda explanations.
Ah, but that's tight. Zelda's lit.
Because as an adult,
That
I'm
game
like,
is awesome.
can understand it now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's mind blowing to like have this information that I'm hold on to as a kid, and I'm like, I know what's going on there. And then I watch these videos like explaining what's going on in Majora's Mask, like explaining all the different characters, and I'm just like, this is at it. And then that little bit of what I used to know turns into like level 2 version of more knowledge, and that feeling of like, damn, that's what was going on there. It like feels good. I don't know. It's like enjoyable.
Super. Yeah, for sure.
I'll do the same thing with Pokemon videos or like. Here's one of the rabbit holes I'm in.
Okay.
It's like professional Pokemon card game, like card flippers.
Okay.
So they'll like buy
and sell cards?
Yeah. And there's like a marketplace, and there's like what stuff normally costs. And there's like card shows people go to and start like haggling for deals.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what if I get the whole row? What if I get the whole row? What are you doing on the row? He's like, like bulk discounts like 15% at most. And he's like, that number is like 2,200. He's like, well, 1,800. We'll do 1,800. And then they're like, you know, these guys are trying to hit a lick or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy watching them.
But then they got to sell them. It's like the same pool, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're buying from someone, but you're also selling to the same the people who are in the same pool already, and that pool being people who are involved in Pokemon card trading. So that's a pretty limited pool. You know what I'm saying? At least, I don't know. I guess my thought is that I would like buy it, and then it'd be, who are you selling it to? You know what I'm saying?
That's economics, baby. Like, I think that's... No, allegedly, I guess in these videos, like I see guys like buy something and they're in a convention center because it's like a card show, like a gun show, but for cards, right?
Pokemon cards specifically in this one. I'm sure there's like Magic the Gathering cards and shit. Doesn't Post Malone have like $1 million Magic the Gathering card?
Yeah,
or something.
He bought it from. It's cool because he made it worth $1 million because that's what he paid for it. But in reality, like it was a 1-of-1 card. There was like, what made it so special was the art was like golden. The art was like way different. So like even different than like a holographic. It was like also a full card length art. Whereas normally there's like text on the
square,
bottom.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and then also it was like the rarest card in the whole set. So there was just like a lot of things that it already was going to be
the most valuable card.
Exactly.
Available.
And then this guy got it. He pulls it and then he takes a video.
It's like out of a pack.
Yeah.
That's so
like
cool.
He was like the one. You know what I'm saying?
He's like Willy Wonka, dog.
Yeah, that's the golden ticket. The golden ticket. Yeah, I've seen the video.
Run, Charlie. Don't look back. Don't stop for nobody. Hit him with the stiff arm if you have to.
With the Marshawn Lynch, Charlie. Charlie, take this shot of Hennessy, Charlie.
Come on, Charlie.
Run your ass off.
Hit him in the chin, Charlie. Fucking put your forehead right in the fucking sternum, Charlie.
Dude, I'll never. I can every time I see a Charizard, I legitimately remember pulling a Charizard.
Like a holographic Charizard as a kid?
Yeah.
That's goals. That's childhood goals, bro.
Dude, one of the best moments of my life. Yeah.
That's a heaven gold emotion memory.
And it's okay, so my dad liked to go to card shops, and then every now and then, like, I get in more as an adult, but like I couldn't get cards whenever I wanted them, so I usually didn't ask for them.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was being like a good boy, the odds of me getting a pack or two were like way higher.
Much higher.
Yeah, for sure. Especially so like then I'd be like, oh yeah, let's go to the card shop. Sounds fun. Of
course.
I've been great today.
I would love to go.
Yeah. No, or not.
Yeah.
Or whatever you guys are feeling.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. This is me fucking politicking as a kid. And then my dad used to buy me a pack. He'd be like, okay, I'll buy you a pack, but you got to let me rip it too. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, I'll rip the pack. I'll go through them. Then I'll give it to you blind. And then you rip the pack too. That way, like we buy one pack, but we get 2 times the feeling of ripping a new pack. If we both get it, that's like more value out of the pack. So like I'll go through the pack and then I won't tell you what you got. And then you go through the pack and then like that's how we're gonna have to do it.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I was like,
all right.
that's bullshit, Dad.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's gonna run through my pack. Yeah. Give me a sloppy seconds.
You don't get you don't get them virgin looks. Them virgin looks. Ain't no one seen these cards. Hey, these cards could be anything. You get observed cards. Now they're observed, Dad. I want to observe after you've observed them. The fuck?
Yeah, there's
That's
no
part of opening a new pack.
There's no potential energy in that.
Yeah, you took all the potential out of it.
You converted it in front of me. But yo, I'm telling you, like we buy these cards, and then I think he got me like 2 packs, and we open the first pack, and he's just like, "Oh, here you go." I'm just like, "What? Give it to me." And then, like at this point, my mom and dad are like making eye contact. My mom's like, "What? What? What's wrong?
What's going on?"
I'm like, but the heavens part, I have the Charizard.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was tight.
That's it. That's top notch.
That's it. So I don't know if I'm reliving that. Like,
sure, that guy fucking felt that to a pretty high degree. Do you think he was already thinking, "Oh, I'm getting paid off this bitch"?
probably.
Or you think,
Yeah, there's no way you're keeping that. If
Right.
It's, yeah.
unless you really want it, really, yeah. I guess Post Malone wanted it pretty bad enough to pay for it. An M, it was a light M.
One of the other things that made it so valuable was it was the ring from the Lord of the Rings
Oh, that's cool.
in Magic the Gathering.
Hmm.
So there was like some kind of like cross.
Some cross referencing.
Yeah, and then it like got I don't know if it got approved or it was one of the first times that they used like an outside story in their story, and there's like obviously it just blends really well.
So now it has extra like Lord of the Ring lore or fanhood attached to it.
Right,
Another demographic.
right. Those things make what makes a card more valuable than another card. That's like a crazy thing, and one of them's like definitely if it's in its own category or like one of one or unique in a way.
Yeah.
And so I think that like the more uniqueness it has, the more valuable it is. So Posty was just like, this guy's like shaking. He's like, I got the ring. Taking the video.
Bruh.
And Post, I don't know how he contacts this guy, but Post is just like, yeah, I'll just give you $1 million for it. $1 million card. But
Bruh.
I don't think it would have sold for $1 million if he didn't buy it for $1 million. But now that's its value, like allegedly. Which is kind of cool, right?
Yeah, whatever he paid for it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what it's worth.
Facts.
That's cool.
Put down the fucking racks for it, bruh. That's crazy. But that's what's up. But
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda is an amazing series too.
And I'm
It's cool
really
of you too.
letting my nerd flag fly here. But
Shoot, yeah, we play video games as kids and even now, you know what I'm saying? Video games are tight. It's crazy what nerd has been constituted as, or like how that term has changed, or like I guess like the nature of things becoming popular. Like things becoming popular, then also like types of behavior becoming popular or more popularized and more accepted and deemed more, I don't know, favorable or ideal. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's like you see that. I think they portrayed that same idea that I'm talking about in 21 Jump Street with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill.
Okay.
When they go to high school or like they're undercover. If you haven't seen the movie, it's fucking hilarious. It's great. I think there's a 22 Jump Street as well, but I haven't seen it. I don't know. I'm not sure why. I should probably watch it. I might have seen it. I don't know. Either way, 21 Jump Street. They're like undercover cops and they go back into like a high school to try to bust or try to find an in into some sort of like drug trafficking or drug dealing ring. You know,
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I've
That kind
seen
of
it.
idea.
Thank you for the reminder. I was trying to remember what was going on there.
Have you seen it before?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's funny.
I don't remember what
It's an older
happens.
movie, but yeah, it's good. But yeah, more or less they are trying to blend into the high school and find out who knows what and try to get the information about the drug dealers or whatever.
Right.
So
That's the concept, right?
yeah, it's like what the whole movie. I guess it's already based on. I think there's an earlier, maybe I don't know. That there is a 21 Jump Street, I believe, that is like already been released way before that movie, the one with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. There's an earlier one, I think that had Johnny Depp in it, or something like that, and it was kind of like an homage to that, or maybe like a remake, and then there's a sequel. But either way, they're like going into the high school trying to infiltrate, and then within going into the high school, Channing Tatum's like trying to tell Jonah Hill, like, all right, this is how we're going to act. This is how we're going to be. This is how we're going to blend into this place. This is how you blend in. This is how you play high school, more or less. Okay. He's like, first rule, be handsome. He's like, don't try at all, at anything. Don't try. Trying's not cool. Like, and then like just giving him a couple like kind of typical things to follow, like kind of old school, like high school jock energies or sort of top of the food chain type vibes. And then, like they go into like the more current modern day high school-esque setting. And then this is like not working. Channing Tatum's not working. It's just like, and it's just like everyone's like more open and shit. I don't know. It's funny. It's just like they kind of show that it's kind of changed nowadays.
That's tight.
You know what I'm saying? Playing video games or being like in band or whatever. Just like you're not like a nerd or a geek.
Yeah, those guys got wedgies in the 80s, bro.
Yeah, right.
Those guys got like
look at this fucking idiot studying. This fucking dumbass.
Let's shove him in a locker.
Geek.
Yeah. You're getting shoved in a locker.
Bruh, fuck that.
I think that was like common practice in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, it's crazy. We have changed
Brutal.
A little bit, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think video games are definitely more just like broad spectrum of audience there.
Yeah.
It's not so niche anymore.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of movies, dude, I watched I think it's called The Hitman on Netflix last night.
I think I saw a preview for that, or I saw the what you call it. I saw it was available on Netflix.
So weird, dude. Talk
Good?
about amazing.
Okay.
Amazing. Nice. Personal scale, like, I don't really give out 10 out of 10s unless like I fucking like a no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was real close to like there was a couple times in that movie where I was like, this is some of the best shit I've seen in a while. Like, go on.
Yeah.
Go on. Like, it's fantastic, bro. Like,
nice.
The premise is like, well, this is just a Netflix preview, so I can definitely feel good about just saying that. But it's like this guy's a dude. Okay, go on this ride with me.
I'm riding with
this
you.
This guy's a teacher at a college.
Okay.
He's a philosophy and forget what the other thing he teaches, but it's like existentialism. Philosophy, existentialism teacher, right?
Out there.
Okay. So and then he's like describing what that's like in the movie, and he's like, talking about like Kant and Descartes and like specifically about like the identity and the id and the superego and how the ego is in between those and like manages like the id, which is like I forget. I'd have to like dive in there anyways. But yeah, he's like a college professor teaching this shit to these kids and like addressing the class and stuff, and a lot of like the time travel scenes, whatever. Like as they're spacing out the movie, he's like goes back to school and teaches for a while, then goes back to the other shit. So he's like a teacher who also is a tech guy and like a computer geek or whatever, can like knows how to do stuff on computers, who ends up like helping the police department in New Orleans with their like wires that they use, and then like the wires that like transmit to like a van so that they can like record basically like sting operations.
Yeah, like better quality audio.
Yes. So he's doing that. And then so he's a teacher and he works with the police department. It's like his thing.
Okay.
And then like the guy that like goes into like he wears the wire and pretends to be a bad guy and like gets the other bad guys talking on the tape so that they can arrest him.
Yeah.
That guy gets suspended from work.
Oh no.
And so they like need this guy to kind of like step in real quick and like get this arrest. Like we're pinched up. Like he definitely doesn't know who you are. You're the only person here. It's like not actually in the police. That's not actually like has a chance of not being ID'd right here. If you can just get him on tape, like agreeing to hire you to kill this person, then like we're golden. And he's like super nerdy guy, super geeky, very underwhelming, not a lot of self-confidence. And he's just like goes into neuroticism and is like, there's no way, I can't do it. Blah, blah, blah. And then
That's a lot.
yeah. But then he goes in and like he
agrees to it.
yeah.
No shot.
They get him to do it. And like he's like not ready, not ready, not ready. And then he like meets with the guy and he just like flips the switch. And he's just like in his own mind, he's like, what would a bounty killer say? What would a real killer think? Killer thoughts. And he just like starts like it's like mind your own fucking business, okay? That's not the kind of question you can ask a guy like me. And I was all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, he's on that mode. And then he just like
Action.
crushes the scene. But the actor is amazing. That's what I'm saying. Like to portray this like nerdy ass dude, and then like now this character is going to like
Have to transform into another character.
yes, and not only that, but like your character, what's happening to him is he's showing a lot of aptitude. Like he gets back in the van and they're like, dude, what the fuck was that? You're nasty. Like, bro, under the lights, the killer comes out. Like, okay. Like, you know, you've seen athletes like that where all of a sudden they just get in that mode and it's like, dude, who is that guy? He's fucking knocking people out, bro.
Yeah.
And then that's what this guy's portraying in the film is someone that like gets thrusted into a situation, takes on a new identity and like crushes. And so he starts like doing research on his victims and like creating a role that they're going to trust based on who they are and what kind of people they interact with. And then he's just like the best. Like he like goes off and the guy comes back. He's like, all right, back for my old job. And they're like, nah, our boy is nasty over here.
He's over here dropping 40 a game, dog. Like,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah. So that's like the plot of this movie.
That's tight. So I guess so he's like they use him continually to try to like set people up more or less and get them to admit like wrongdoing or
Their specific task operation is for people who are trying to hire a hitman.
yeah.
So like they'll send him, if they catch wind of this, they'll send this guy's number over to them and then he'll meet them at a shop wearing a wire. And if he gets them to say like,
Try to hire them.
yeah, I want you to murder this person. Here's the money. If he gets like both of them, they can definitely get arrested and definitely go to jail. So that's like the goal. That's what they keep trying to do day in and day out.
Okay.
So he's like doing that. And then he's like going back to the college and he's like teaching and shit. And not only that, but the story gets fucking nuts. Like the writing is like, you know, when you're reading a book and you're like, whoa, my God, that's crazy. Like the curves be hitting. You're like, my perception.
Nice.
It gets nuts. It gets nutty.
It's a movie, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then, dude, I was not going to watch this movie. Didn't have time to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I was up till like 4:30 last night.
Damn.
So I'm sorry, guys. But this movie.
Good morning.
This movie fucking called to me, bro. Like,
I love it.
while I was watching these fucking YouTube short videos or whatever, I ran across an ad that said that this movie was the best movie this guy had seen all year. And I was like, that's super high praise. And there's another movie called The Killer, I think, that was out like 2 or 3 months ago. And it's about an assassin. And he's like this really disciplined, calculated, talking to himself like a Dexter show. It shows like the real, if making a chair was a craft and you enjoyed watching chair making because you enjoyed someone who was passionate about their craft like Ron Swanson.
Craftsman.
It was like that, but for like assassins, which is kind of interesting. Just watching this guy go through all the nuances of how to kill somebody and how you get away with it and what you do and what you don't do.
Crazy.
So I thought for sure he was talking about that movie because it was good. And then I get to my TV and I'm like, oh, this is a different movie. It's number 1 in Netflix right now on movies. And it's just like, I watched the fucking preview and I was just like, I also earlier in the day had told myself, I miss the feeling of watching something nice. Because right now I'll be getting bored and playing video games. But it's so funny how I used to be able to sit and not need to do anything.
Yeah.
And I would have the feeling that I want to have in my soul of like, this is
occupied.
Yeah. Just from
I'm
something.
engaged.
Yeah. But there hasn't been anything like worth watching like that where I can just like not even need
Get lost
to,
in it.
Yeah. And then I just
It's a nice feeling. It's so nice when you find something you can get lost in and just let it fucking play and you're just like, oh yeah. Play out story.
You're having premium
Play out.
version watch experience.
Yeah.
It's the best, dude. Play out.
Play out, player.
So I just like hit the menu on the Apple TV, open up Netflix, and that says it's number 1 on the movies. And then the preview starts playing, and then the feeling hits me while the preview's on. I'm like, this is what I was looking for. I'm just gonna start it. And then I just like sit down, and then for like an hour goes by, and I'm like, yep, I ain't turning this motherfucker off.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what. So good. So good. So highly recommend.
Okay, fuck
Highly
yes.
recommend. That shit's crazy.
That's lit.
All of the other stuff was kind of crazier too. Because, dude, when he's talking about consciousness and philosophy and like, I mean, he's talking about becoming something that he's like not. That's like his whole question is, can you change your personality? Because he doesn't really like want to be a loser. Like the kids don't, early in the show when he's teaching at the college, the kids like don't respect him. And like by the end, they're like, when did our teacher get so hot? And they're just like stunned when he's talking, and he like looks different, and he is a different person. You know what I'm saying? And then like he's posing this question like, how do I change who I am, or can I change who I am?
Fundamentally, can we change what inside who we are?
And at one point, he's having this conversation with his ex-girlfriend who's saying that there's like a lot of study in this area that like your 5 personality traits, and she lists them, and she's like, you know, openness, extroversion, neuroticism,
conflict.
I forget what they are off the top of my head. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. But anyways, Jordan Peterson talks about those too.
Yeah. So those same ones, right?
Yeah. And it kind of like tripped me out because I'm like, I like know what he's talking about enough to like
all in your fucking world, bro.
So in it, bro.
I'm so in. I've watched many a lecture about philosophy and personality and that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out JBP.
Yeah, this is like dead on for me. And then like I'm watching.
It sounds like I'm gonna love it.
I'm also like aware of my own. It's so funny because it's like Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of what he's talking about, right?
Yeah, he's like, well, his first question is like, can the person that I want to be, is that an attainable personality for me and this me? Or am I like stuck in like what you are, more or less? And then this other lady, she's like, they're doing a lot of study on personality. Basically, like in your 30s and 40s, it's easier for you to change your personality. Like you can actually and then it's so funny because he's like, explain change. And then she's like, well, like within the 5 traits, you can have like if you were a 7 out of 10, you can like go up to like a 9 out of 10 within like 1 month. There's like ways to go up like 1 to 2 points on the scale within like 30 days. And then he's like, and what would that look like manifested like in real life? And then she's like, well, that would be like, you know, you can use any literal example of being like more open that you want.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's like, what does she say? She says,
it's like standing up for yourself, or like, you know what I'm saying? Someone who's like a little less outspoken, like just talking out more.
Yes. She poses the question. She's like, you can use any literal example you want for like getting more openness or being less neurotic, but it's like posing the question like, as if equation, where it's like, just if you behave as if you're the person that you want to be, maybe you'll just become the person that you want to be through the behaviors. So it's like at first you have to go through the lens of like, if I was going to be the person that I wanted to be, what would that person do here? And then you have to be like, imagine what you would do if you were this different person. And that's the bridge to like opening up the neural pathways that allow you to climb over your statistical balance. Which is crazy because that's what he asked himself the very first time that he's like sitting down being this fake hitman. He's like, think hitman thoughts. Like, what would this guy do? What would he say? And then like he's able to channel into like a different identity, and then he crushes. So it's like his own perception of himself is the thing that was limiting him from being competent, because he was competent. As soon as he viewed himself as something else, his competency went through the roof. And like that was kind of the meta motif throughout the movie. And I'm just like, this shit's fucking crazy. The movie's fucking crazy. This actor's blowing my fucking mind. He's a different character every 10 minutes. And he's like phenomenal. Because the storyline is that this guy's a phenom. So he's got to be really like nasty, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just, dude, it was fantastic. Like, it was fucking great.
Okay. Fucking righteous, bro. God.
So it was a whole trip after seeing the yellow sky in the morning.
Yeah.
And I never would have been up watching that yellow sky shit unless I was in a YouTube hole. And then in the YouTube hole, it laid down this framework for me to watch that movie. And then I had this intuition moment in between those moments where I was like, I need to watch some TV today. I need to like put something on and have that feeling right here. I need to get like transformation in my chest. I need real life inspiration.
Yeah.
And like, boom, boom, boom. Oh, are we? Am I dreaming?
That's trippy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, dude.
That's crazy. Well, you said you were on a YouTube hole that led you to be up at 7 or to see the yellow sky?
Yeah, like at 5:30 or so, I fell asleep, and then my girlfriend woke up at like 6:30 to go to work. You know what I'm saying? And so like I'd only been asleep for like an hour, and it was just like my brain. It was easier for me to just like get up with her and like just be up for like an hour while she was getting ready to go to work, and then come home and then maybe sleep there if I wanted to. And in that time, she's like, "It looks really weird outside." Like she comes back from going out to her car to get something. She's like, "It looks crazy outside," and I remember thinking like, "Not worth it." Like not worth the energy exchange to go look at that. You know what I'm saying? And then there was something else in me that was like, I could see through the window, and the window just looked, it looked so trippy how bright and yellow it was just through the window. And I was just like, that was enough to make her say something, which means that I'm not tripping when I'm looking out this window and just being like,
thinking that this is like a shiny moment.
yeah. And then that's what kind of propelled me to be like, actually, maybe it is worth the energy exchange.
Yeah.
So weird.
Let me investigate further.
Yeah. Never would have been there in that moment, and almost didn't even look at it. And then it did pass, you know?
Yeah, it was a brief moment.
So weird.
That's tight.
So weird.
It's so weird.
And then what's going on?
Life's trippy, dog.
I don't know what's going on, dude.
Breaking the matrix.
Maybe nothing.
Maybe nothing. Maybe we're just reading into this shit. You never fucking know. You never know. Who knows, man? It's just crazy. You could just be going, living your fucking life, and then shit just changes. Or shit's just always moving. Or like you have your own focused area. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I guess partially what makes me think of this is because, yeah, we were just on Saturday night, we were picking up jazz, like fucking late in the night, midnight 30 or so. And just driving, we pick her up, heading back home, and we're just talking about what we're going to do the next day. We were going to go to Six Flags on Sunday. We're just like plotting that out a little bit. It's like a loose discussion. It's like, oh, yeah, we're going to go. What time do you want to go tomorrow? What are we going to do? Do you want to get some food before? Or like, hey, what do you want to do? Da, da, da. And it's like in the middle of the conversation, just get fucking just fucking get rear-ended. Just get hit in the back. Just fucking minding your own life. It's just like snow globe shaking. It's like, oh, Jesus Louises, bro. The fuck? Damn. So crazy. You never know, bro, at any moment.
You never know.
At any moment. Driving is crazy.
Did that guy pull over?
Yeah, we ended up pulling over.
Was he drunk?
Later on. No. He may have been a little high. But he didn't look very high, but maybe a little bit.
Who's not a little high?
He was a younger cat. He was probably like 20, maybe 18.
Damn it.
Driving his mom's car.
Damn it, dude. Get off the phone, bro.
No, just fucking not paying attention. Or
use your phone more. Get more practice in so that way you're better at it. No, just kidding. Don't do that. It's a joke.
Yeah, bro. So random. We were just going like 70 plus. It was just driving. Just fucking cruising on 281.
On the highway?
Yeah.
Damn, Jackie. That's scary as fuck, bro.
Right? Just fucking minding my own life, bro.
Dude,
just minding existence.
I'd always viewed this little story happen at like 30 miles an hour, like right next to your house.
No, bro. We were driving. We were relatively close to the crib. We were probably like 5 to not even 10, probably like 7 minutes away from the house. And then just fucking doosh, going like 70 plus.
Are you in the left lane?
No.
You're in the middle lane.
I was in like the right lane, I think, or in the middle lane, yeah.
And this guy just on the highway, he's got to be going 75, 80?
Plus, bro, for sure, dog.
It just gives you the little fucking love tap.
Just hits me with a boop,
dude.
On the backside, the whole bumper's gone. The whole bumper's gone.
It's like rattling off.
Yeah, well,
the road.
Yeah, it hit, and then it was holding on by like a fucking one screw. It was holding on, so we ended up pulling exiting within a minute or two off the highway, and then pulling into a gas station. But yeah, the bumper was still there when we pulled into the gas station,
dude.
But that shit was hanging on by one fucking bolt or like one little screw.
That's cheeks.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Bumper's
bro?
literally like your car cheeks.
Yeah, my cheeks, my Camry cheeks, gone. No ass now.
Assless chaps on the camera.
I know,
dude. That's scary, bro. Did your car shake?
No. Yeah.
You had to like fucking grip that thing?
Yeah, I had to grab that son of a bitch, bro.
I
was just fucking just cruising, just chatting it up, talking. Then it was just like douche, like fucking I was in that bitch, bro. Formula One driver, dog, fucking ready, bro.
That's what it takes, bro.
from a snap, bro. Because I was just living life, just totally chatting about tomorrow's like flowing freely in my mind, and then it was just like so in the moment, right here, right now. It's like, oh fuck,
that's scary energy to even think about, wrap your mind around. We've all been there. Well,
yeah.
All of a sudden, emergency dawns on your door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. I'm not sure. You've been in a couple accidents, or you've been in like an accident or two. Have you ever been in an accident?
Yeah.
I've been in like that's probably like one of the crazier accidents I've been in. Like definitely going the fastest. I've never been in an accident going that fast.
Yeah. I crashed into a tree on ice that like nobody was like around me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But it was scary because I went to a bar to watch football on Sundays because like you can see all the games if they have Sunday ticket.
Yeah.
And I had like legitimately had like 2 beers and I ate a burger. So like I wasn't drunk, you know what I'm saying? But I did crash my car at leaving a bar. And so I'm like super nervous about all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Tough look. It's a tough look,
I'm
Jackie.
like, am I going to jail? What the fuck?
Fuck.
And then
Icy driving.
while I'm waiting for the tow truck, a cop arrives and to like check on me. You know what I'm saying? And then I like tell him that, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, you know, what happened? And I was like, I was just driving home. It's like a 2-mile drive home. But it's like there's one point where it's super downhill. And
Big
then
old hilly.
that was just like iced over. And then I also had like a car that had turbo. And I had like accidentally like tapped the turbo as I'm coming over the hill. And that made like the car like jerk forward and then lost its traction and then hit a tree. So, but then this guy does like a sobriety test on me. And then like he's doing the fucking field sobriety test.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm just like,
You gotta get a buck right here, son.
Yeah!
I need you to buck up right here, son. We're
Don't
down
fucking-
by 2.
don't play with me, cuz. Take me to the
both
finals.
these free throws.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. And then there was just one moment where like, you know, he does like a bunch of stuff and then I just feel like I'm not even like close to struggling with it, you know? But then like after a while he's like almost like got me hypnotized because he's like, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you like touch your nose,
Yeah.
like walk in a straight line.
I'm
or-
doing like all that shit, yeah. Like he's like balance stuff and then going like this and he's like, all right, now put your hand on your stomach, pat your head, and rub your stomach. No, he doesn't do that, but that's what it felt like, you know? And,
Yeah, I was like, how much of that was him just fucking with you?
yeah, right?
How much of that is just them fucking with people in general?
Anybody, right?
Yeah.
But it got to a point where like I kind of zoned out because I was starting to like think of the ramifications of losing my car and like I think the fucking shock of the moment or like, you know what I'm saying, was like starting to hit me a little bit and then I feel myself kind of zone out and start to daydream a little bit and then I'm like, oh shit, motherfucker, come back. Come back. And then I see the cop like become aware of that moment and then I realize, or for whatever reason in that moment he's just like, nah, he's good. Like, I don't think he's drunk. You know what I'm saying? He's probably fucking started thinking about his car. Because it got to a point where I was like, we got to be done. Like, I've proved I'm sober. And that's when I started to zone out a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But the other thing that was crazy is that the girl that I was dating at that time, she had a little bit more to drink than me at the bar. And then whenever we, you know, hit that tree, she kind of started to freak out. And then when the cops started giving me a sobriety test, she just like fully breaks down and starts crying. That's not a good look for me. You know what I'm saying? I was very much like, yeah, man, fucking my favorite car. I love that car. I gotta get it replaced. It sucks ass. Fucking, it wasn't even icy. I'm like, why do I not have traction? Then another thing that helped me is while that's happening, another car comes over that hill and like loses its traction, and he has to like, whoa, and then he like doesn't hit us.
That's like correct.
Yeah. And then I'm like, that happened to me just now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not even like he's like explains to me that when it rains for the first like 2 minutes it rained, it's like more slippery than when it's all the way wet because the oils in the street will come out of the street but won't be washed away by the water.
Yeah.
It's called black ice. I ain't never heard of that shit, bruh. So that happened. But
single car accident.
the crazy shit that probably ever happened to me in a car, and I'm not digging through the files, but like definitely lately, was I'm getting on the highway after work. I'm trying to like, you know, I'm driving fast. Sometimes you leave work and you're like, driving Miss Daisy. You're like, hey,
we made it.
day's over.
Yeah.
Not a care in the world. Take my happy ass home. Sometimes I'm like, later, bing, getting out of there. So I like get on the highway, you know, I'm like on the access ramp going like 60, but it's pouring rain. Fucking pouring rain.
Fucking rain, bro.
And this thing hits me that I'm like, I know my tires are a little deflated from fucking temperature changes. And then I'm like, I wonder if the deflated tires will make my traction like worse. And I was like, I think that's like a thing. Get onto the fucking highway doing like 65. It's pouring rain. Then I need to get like one lane over to get out of what would be the exit lane.
only?
Yeah. And when I go to do that, there's like a pothole / a bump / like a drop. And I'm like turning left as I skip a little bit on this fucking Mario Kart track. And I start hydroplaning
Oh god.
as I was turning left. So I just start like beelining for the fucking. I go across all the lanes and I'm like about to hit the fucking median going like 70 miles an
It's
hour.
like fucking Mario Kart. You hit like a little oil spot. You're like, woo!
Yeah. And I'm like,
Fuck.
no. And I just start whipping that thing and I'm whipping that thing. But the problem is I'm on the highway. So now my car is facing, 45 degrees to the right now. And then my fucking momentum just keeps going, right? So then I start going towards, now I cut across all 3 lanes of traffic back to the other side, and there's no guardrail, but we're on a big ass hill. Like, if you think about the exits in between work and 281, you know how it kind of like rises up in elevation? So like the drop off is like 20, 30 feet, and I'm like pretty positive I'm about to fucking fly off of this, just like, like my brain's like evaluating, like I'm playing Fortnite. I'm like, am I gonna land this jump? You know what I'm saying?
How much damage will I take from this drop?
But for fuck's sake, bro.
Jesus.
And then I just whipping it back the other way, like, no. And then we go across all 3 lanes of traffic again.
So you go on, cross all 3 to the left, cross all 3 to the right, cross all 3 to the left again.
Then I kind of like realized that that's not working.
That's the losing formula.
Yeah. So I realized like I need
Thank
to
God it's like no other cars like in the immediate area.
dude.
You went across 6 lanes of 9 lanes of traffic.
Yeah. As I'm like about to hit the wall this way, I'm going too fast, and so like I correct to the right, but part of my brain is like, okay, like try to stabilize it, bro, because like you can't. That's like death
You
almost.
can't just keep on woo.
Yeah.
Tokyo drifting.
And so I like kind of shake the wheel on my own, trying to like fucking
Straighten it out.
Yeah. But then I do that, and then I start to like fishtail, which I guess is like a different thing. Like the back of my car is now like shaking like this, and it like wouldn't stop. It was like, and I was just like, oh, like my heart sinks. I'm just like, I'm fucked.
No.
And then during that portion, my car, like, imagine like I'm now drifting on a different axis. I'm like, instead of like me swaying left to right, really, my car is now just like the hood went like, let's see if
Like the front end of your car?
yeah, went like perpendicular to where I'm like looking sideways. So I'm
Yeah.
like going down the highway, like literally
Like
sideways. Yeah. And then I like get it to somehow I'm like, oh, I'm gonna flip. Like I'm like, oh,
Yeah, bro. You can just fucking woo.
this is bad.
Barrel roll.
And then like pull it back correct so that I'm like back straight lined up. But I'm now drifting back into the median again. And at that point I'm just like, yo, this is like the safest thing is for me to just like
Go to a stop.
yeah. And then I'm like, my car is like coming across because I don't have traction. So it's not like I'm driving at that thing, but I'm like going forward with inertia, but I'm like swaying into where I'm going to like the side of my car is going to grind up against the median as I'm traveling forward with no
Cool.
traction. And then I like, in my head, it's way better than flipping and it's way better than flying off the highway. So I'm like, I'll just take that shit, dog. I thought I was going to die 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, seriously.
And as I'm about to hit the thing, I'm just like, Christ be with me. And I like think that thought. Christ be with me. And as soon as I say that, bro, my car's just like, whoop, 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 and just stops. Just like stops.
Oh, dime.
Like, I'm like going to hit this thing, and it just like, if you want to be a scientist about it, I guess maybe there's like less water right next to the median. The water was like all in the road. So as I'm like approaching this median, there's like more concrete. So my car literally like gets traction at that moment. And I swear I'm like, there's no calculation where I think like maybe I won't hit it. I'm like, don't die, be with me.
I'm hitting this bitch.
And instead, like just right before I hit it, my car just like bloop stops. And then I look at my rearview mirror on the highway, and there's just like 20 yards behind me. There's just like cars lined up that had just like stopped on the highway while my car is like doing this.
Fucking doing this.
Yeah.
They got a free show.
Yeah.
They got a free show, baby.
That was probably crazy.
They
if you're
just
just watching.
They just witnessed some shit, bro. Just
Dude.
get out of your car, you're like, testify, praise God.
In the pouring rain, I just like get on my knees.
Yeah, for real.
That'd have been tight.
They'd be like, oh my God, God's real. Or something, bro.
Dude, that would have been hard.
That's some moving shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's scary.
I tried to call my dad. I think I tried to call you. I was just like,
Yeah.
bro, I think I almost died. Like,
I was right there. Jesus.
right there, bro.
Dude, that's scary. Yeah, driving on rain, driving on ice. That shit's fucking terrible. That's terrifying. That is terrifying. I'm so glad that we live in Texas where it isn't ice. Or like if it ices every once in a while, very, very kind of randomly, but it doesn't snow here often. And people got to deal with that shit like literally every day in like the winter seasons. Some places. Fuck that. Driving on ice, driving on hydroplaning and losing control of your car, because I've definitely done that as well. Like not like to that extent, but I've experienced that feeling of like, oh fuck, my car is not a car anymore. It's a death trap.
It's a hoverboard.
Yeah. Fucking surfboard, bro.
You can't surf on the road.
Watch out. That is scary.
That's
shit.
scary as fuck, dude.
Dude, yeah, the cars are crazy out here, bro. Cars are crazy.
Cars are crazy.
I remember seeing in college. I'm pretty sure in college, had to be almost 10 years ago, but I'm pretty sure that this probably still is the leading cause of death.
It is.
Like in America.
Yeah.
It's like just like the number one cause. It's like vehicle fatalities.
That's crazy, dude.
It's so crazy. And we don't even think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
You can't.
day to day. Yeah, because you can't. I think we
Yeah.
talked about this before. You can't think about it like that because it's like it just fucking kind of comes with the territory. And you're gonna take a bus? You take a fucking bus.
You take a bus.
I'm not taking a fucking bus.
There's something weird going on there because, you know, we're not stopping driving.
We gotta get where we gotta go.
We got to get where we got to go.
Gotta get where
And
we
for
gotta
the
go.
most part, you're so safe you don't have to think about it.
Mhm.
But it is also the leading cause of more fatalities.
Yeah,
That's fucking weird, bro.
it's crazy. Yeah, that blanket will get taken down because as safe of a driver as you can be. You could be perfectly fine doing everything the right way, driving the speed limit, doing what you got to do. You have your vehicle registration, you have your insurance, you got your inspection. You're A-okay, Papa's got an oil change. Bam! Get fucking wrecked.
Fuck, man. That's tough reality. We like to. I don't want to think that chaos is just right fucking on the other side of that veil.
Yeah, right. It's just like so right there. It's so just like you're just a misstep. You're just stepping from stone to stone. You're one misstep away from just like, ugh, not complete disaster, but at least getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like at least thank God I have insurance and such, and I'm able to like get this shit taken care of for relatively cheap. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a whole thing you got to deal with.
Yeah, it is.
But it could be a lot worse.
Could be.
But I guess the chaos is always just there. It's fucking lame. It's fucking sucks. It is what it is. But like shit. I guess one thing that was kind of positive, or I guess yeah, because we didn't even call the cops. I didn't have my license on me because we were just going fucking down the street. But I'm sure like they could look up because I know my driver's license number, and through like the insurance card and information on the insurance card, I'm sure I'll be able to pull it up and find it or whatever. But yeah, didn't call the cops. Just showing a little bit of grace, you know what I'm saying? Showing a little bit of grace in that moment. Because I think something similar happened. I think I may have mentioned it the other day or a couple weeks ago. But my mom she had a crazy trial and tribulations week like a month or so ago. Just like a 7-day span where like her dog got sick, and her dog got sick because she had eaten like a fucking little baby pacifier, like a little nipple thing, maybe from like a baby bottle or whatever, because they had the babies in the house. So her dog was like sick because she ate that. So her dog had to get like fucking surgery and shit to get that. And then my stepdad was dealing with stuff with his family, so he had to go. He was traveling. And then within that same week, my mom's, or I think my sister and her family, her 2 kids and her boyfriend, they got in an accident as well. But they rear-ended somebody. They were just like stop and go traffic or something, and then just rear-ended somebody. But then, like, they exchanged whatever they got to do and then separated their ways or whatever. But then, fucking, I guess apparently that guy's like going to sue him, or it's like pursuing like legal action.
Great.
It's like, bruh,
Great.
you're a cuck. Like, you're fine.
You're gonna sue him.
We're being a punk ass
for being an
bitch.
accident?
Yeah.
Is that what insurance is for?
Right? I don't know. Some shit. I think he's pursuing some sort of legal action. I'm pretty sure that's what my mom said.
Lawsuit.
Yeah, or something.
But
Right? Little punk ass bitch.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Some people are like that. So I'm just like, okay, I'd much rather lean towards grace and just be like, accidents happen, bro. It's like not that big a deal. Thank God we're all safe and everything. And like, I have insurance. My car will be fixed. I'm just going to have some minor to medium inconvenience for like a couple of days or like a week. It'll be fine. Not that big a deal. But it is annoying for sure. But it's like, come on, man, have a little bit of grace. In those moments are like, it's nice to be able to give grace to somebody, because then also like when I'm doing that, I'm thinking to myself, I'm just like, hopefully whenever I'm in an opportunity or I am in a situation in which I have the opportunity to be granted grace from someone else, and like I hope that I get that grace as well. It's like, don't worry about it, bro. It's like, okay, thank God.
Yeah, from that perspective, grace is really easy to give out. It's like, don't worry, bro. I'd love a second chance too.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's like, shit happens. It's all good. No malicious intent or anything, but it's like, fuck, bro.
We live in a crazy world, bro.
It's a scary movie.
It's a scary movie. You gotta do what you can. How do you prevent chaos? What's the antidote to chaos?
Fucking do your best.
Yeah.
Just doing your best.
You gotta listen to that intuition bubble, dude.
Yeah, it was weird because I almost didn't want to go too, or like to go pick her up that night. She was like, "All right, I'm gonna go pick her up." I was like, "I'll go with you." I was like, "I'll drive." I was like, "I just want to hang out or whatever." We just got back from work. Yeah, Saturday night. Yeah, because she went into work that day too to help out with some shit. Because Friday night we had that crazy buyout shit.
Yep.
So we had to kind of help get everything in line for the Saturday. But yeah, I was like, yeah, we'll hang out. Let's go. It's like one decision here or there, being in that lane for that, it's just like, it's so crazy. So it's like such small things, but just like a perfect moment. Like, oh man, life is chaotic and crazy as shit. You gotta be careful out here. Maybe it just happens, Maybe it's just like a ingredient, or maybe it's a part of the nature of life. If you live like, even if you try to live like such a cookie cutter kind of like A to B sort of lifestyle, keep it simple, even within that there could be like anomaly. Like you can't control the anomaly. Like that's just like what happens. Maybe it's just like nah, I guess some anomalies could be pretty bad depending on how maybe your like actions or your karma, whatever. It's like maybe my karma, it's like I have to have negative or have to have anomalistic, chaotic moments in my life, and that was one of them. But it could have been a lot worse if I was not like putting out good energy every day consciously, like trying to be a good version of myself and promote love and positivity in that higher vibration. It's like maybe if you're not in that field, then whenever those chaotic moments that have to happen do happen, like they could be a lot worse.
I want to believe that,
right?
But I want to believe it.
Yeah, I'm not. I ain't no scientist. I'm just a life scientist.
It'll give me more control in this world. If it's like pure chaos and there's nothing you can do and terrible things might just happen any second, I mean, you can't even operate in that. And I don't think it's true. Like I said, like we can drive every day and get where you're going like all the time for the most part, and usually things are okay. So it's like there's just something to, like you said, like I think it's like the reality is something like that. Like there's a certain amount of bad things that are going to happen, and then like your energy and your frequency and your karma and your preparedness for the bad thing to happen like create a reality where maybe a less bad thing happens and you're over it more quickly. But if you have shitty karma and a shitty frequency and you're unprepared for it, it's like it's more disastrous, I think.
Yeah, more disastrous, and it's harder to recover from versus being less disastrous and easy to get over.
Just like
the more is more
outside of your outside of your internal factors, like the more is more. Like if you have that here, you get that there. And if you're less ready and less prepared, then the problem is disproportionately more difficult, I think. It seems that like when you have insurance, you get into a little fender bender. It's not that bad. It's like, when you don't have insurance, that's when you get T-boned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Something like that's going on.
It's crazy.
Yeah. At least this is what I think is going on. A little personal philosophy. You never know. We're also operating on our own assumptions here. We're our own scientists.
I mean, yeah, like I said,
conduct your own research.
I want to believe that, but it doesn't necessarily make it true.
Yeah,
a diluted way of trying to gain control in the world.
Yeah, or we're also trying to make sense of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why did I get rear-ended? I was doing fine. Just got my inspection. Just got an oil change. I was going the speed limit. What the fuck?
Going 70 is scary, bro.
Yeah, bro. I was just going 70. I was going 70 plus. Like,
Imagine,
not
like,
slow.
It changes the angle of your car. You're just like,
For real,
off
bro.
the highway, bro.
Yeah, I had to fucking hit him with the
Nice. Fucking nice.
fucking rumble pack, bro.
Well done.
Yeah, so I guess or just trying to make sense of why that could happen. Or I'm just like, I guess chaos just fucking happens. Like, this is as much as I can get into it.
Another timeline, like, that shit was bad.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think everything happens for a reason, to prepare you for something, or to teach you a lesson, or to adjust your frequency, or to give you something to overcome, or to give you more experience, whatever. So that's another philosophy as well.
It's a bold claim.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense to me.
Okay.
At least a little bit. Because I don't know, yeah. I guess it is part of my own internal philosophy that's like kind of like a self-propelled, self-created experience a little bit, even if you don't know what's going on.
I just think it's true. I think there's something about, like, when you're in a car, you're telling yourself, I need to get there. You have, like, intent and, like, direction and, like, purpose.
Yes.
And those things create kinetic energy out of the potential energy. But I think, like, the potential energy is where, like, the bad thing can come and happen to you. But when you have, like, intent and you're, like, direction and purpose, and, like, you're going to go do something, that thing, like, I think that thing starts to formulate on the other side. It's like a computer game. Like, as you're running to it, it starts to populate. So, like, with your intent, direction, and purpose, as you head towards the thing that you are, like, thinking is going to be there, like your school or your job or, like, an interview or whatever it is, or, like, let's just say you're going to go try a new restaurant or whatever. Like, obviously the restaurant exists before you get there, but the experience, I think that thing generates while you're on your way to it, because, like, it doesn't exist, I don't think, necessarily until you apply the decision to go create it or go manifest it. So, like, the experience or the story behind it, or, like, Matthew McConaughey talks about, like, a nail in the road that's like, let's say you're driving and like, it's like that nail has, like, your name on it.
Yeah.
Like, that nail's been there for God knows how long, but, like, it's unavoidable to you. Like, in your reality, you're going to catch that nail. And I think that, like, there's that same way of, like, there's things that have your name on it, and there's some things that are, like, unavoidable to your reality once you apply that intent, direction, and purpose, and you're heading towards it. Sometimes it's chaotic and it's like a flat tire, which sucks. And that's your story, is the story of the flat tire. But, like, sometimes it's like, it's whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever your story is to you.
Yep.
Your current manifestation, your current energy, your current level, your first interview, or your first big interview, or your last interview. Like, those are all different moments in your life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, that's
think
what I'm saying, is that who knows how these things
Your intention
fucking work.
behind it. Yeah, I think that kind of struck something whenever you were saying that. Like, it doesn't exist until you apply your intention towards it, or, like, the story. I don't know. I'm just thinking about that.
I got that from Rick and Morty, more or less. When it's like,
How so?
there's the episode where they need to find certainty because they like split the reality into two realities, and then they're trying to, like, bring it back to just one reality.
Oh yeah.
But then Morty's, like, not certain about what's going to happen. And then, like, the more uncertain he becomes, the more that the main reality fragments into, like, now there's, like, 4 boxes.
More
and
potential,
8
more
boxes.
potential.
Yeah. He's like, you need to be sure. If you have certainty, you can, like, eliminate all the other realities. We can exist in this one. But if you continue in your uncertainty, there's going to be so many realities. We don't exist in any reality. And then I was just like, it's just, like, a perfect metaphor for... Well, then from there, I'm like, that certainty, I think, generates the experience. It generates reality. Even if you're certainly uncertain, I think, like...
Yeah. I was just going to say, I kind of empathize with that idea of, like, the only thing I'm really certain about is that I'm not sure what's going to happen exactly. Like,
that seems like how you ride a wave.
Yeah. Just float on it.
Right.
It's like, I'm not gonna die here, but I'm not gonna, I guess you have to try to maintain or float or survive. But I guess there is a balance between trying to exert too much energy and trying to control too much in life. Because, bruh, come on, you can't control everything.
You can't control water when you're trying to surf.
Yeah, right.
You can't fucking, like, create tides that push you. You just have to surf on it. You have to like float on it,
Yeah,
balance
catch
on
it,
it,
yeah.
catch it. Yeah.
Catch the right moment, the right angle, the right everything. To let it be a ride.
You can try to control everything in life. You might be able to. I think control freaks gravitate towards things they can control. So maybe you do control most of the things in your life, but just like life as a whole, you know what I'm saying?
I think you got a lot of control.
I'll plug this one in right there.
Oh, okay. Word up, word up. But yeah, I feel like you got some control in your life. We all have. Yeah, it's like kind of what our free will is based on, is our ability to freely express what we're trying to do, where we want to go. It's free will. But it ain't free.
Yeah. Free will does cost a lot to develop.
Yeah, we mentioned that before as well. Just a free will to have habits and have how the habits control you. Or your cycles, your patterns. We can influence our patterns, but we're still just patterns. Patterns and cycles in his beat.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely, like, in that movie, it was talking about change your personality, for sure.
Yeah, that's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can. All right, that's cool. That's kind of what the movie's about. Or that's like one of the motifs of the movie, about him like doing it theoretically and talking about it philosophically, and then also versus tangible doing of that thing.
Yeah.
The practical implementation.
Yeah. Yeah, that is, I guess, that's what's going on. It's like he's like actively going through this life craziness that's happening to him, transformation process, and then he's going to school and then like talking about it in a metaphysical idea space, and then goes and experiences it and is like, yeah, it's a crazy good movie. It's amazing.
That's tight. Yes, but we started watching. I think it was my mom had recommended it, and then I think I heard Joe recommend it to Duncan maybe on one of the recent episodes. But it was I think it's called The Gentleman on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started watching that. I think we're like just one episode deep. It's solid.
Really?
Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
It's cool so far. I could tell it's gonna be pretty solid. But yeah, my mom had high praise for it. So did Joe. So did Joe Rogan. So
that's two great recommendations.
I was like, yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
I'll try it out.
Yeah, I thought about watching it after I heard Joe talk about it too.
But yeah, it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight so far. It's nice to have that, to have things to watch, to be engrossed with. Because I remember, being there was a point in time, a long time ago, where all I would do is really watch like YouTube lectures and stuff. I didn't really have, because I would try to watch stuff sometimes. I wasn't really gripped by anything that I was watching at the time. You know, I didn't really have like a show, like a running show, a continual show to have my attention. I would just try some random movies or some random shows on Amazon Prime or on Netflix or whatever. And some of them would hit, and sometimes I'd just be, I'd watch it and not even like really be engaged, you know, be like, what did I even watch? Like, I'm not even here for this. You know what I'm saying? So it's super nice whenever you do have something that you're there for and you're like, oh, this is so good.
That is awesome.
It's such a nice fucking feeling.
It's awesome. True Detective.
We all love that, right?
True Detective does that to me.
Yeah. Breaking Bad did that. That was like one of the first early doses. Game of Thrones does that. That's just great. What is it? Ozarks. Another great show.
Awesome.
Great show.
That feeling is the best.
Yeah. We just love stories so much. Is that kind of what it is? Or what do you think?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because it's cross, like everyone has something they enjoy watching, right? I think
for the most part.
Some sort of movie or some sort of show. Or I guess if you don't watch movies or shows, what do you watch? Fucking watch plays.
Yeah.
Read books. Watch YouTube. And streamers.
The Office drama. Trying to think. Real life stories.
Yeah.
Before there was stories. But even so, like campfire stories were like a thing. Like Native Americans, you know what I'm saying?
Oral traditions.
Yeah, before there was television. I think everybody's watching. We
all love stories.
Yeah.
We fucking love it. We love it. Right?
Yeah.
There's something about getting gripped by a good story that we all just fucking love it. We all love it so much. We'll wait in line to buy tickets to sit for hours and watch this thing. All the Harry Potters.
Be like the highlight of your day.
Yeah. We love that shit.
Yeah.
I think partially why we love it so much is because we know, or we are also like living in a story, or it's like had like the easiest way for us to make sense of what's going on to us, or maybe a lens to look through to help understand what's going on in life. It's like, it's a story. So we love stories. It's like there's a fucking a beginning, a middle, and an end, and like there's kind of things that play out that either teach you something or are the right way to be or the right thing to do if the story plays out well or if the story is a good story. Because I guess we could watch stories and we can have like an opinion. It's like, oh, that movie sucked. Or like, no, it wouldn't happen like that. Or like, I don't agree with what the message was of that story. Like the truth that they were trying to tell me or whatever it may be. Like the behavior that they're trying to say is the correct behavior or the whatever the point is of the movie. There's usually a moral of the story or a point or something they're trying to say or communicate that's beyond, deeper than the actual actors and the dialogue. So like I said, that could be kind of something else that we're enjoying in the story is that if it reflects life properly or, you know what I'm saying, accurately in our estimation. Or maybe it helps us sharpen our own understanding. It's like, oh, no, I think that's kind of more to the truth of what's going on here.
Yeah, I think it's something about leading to truth.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like... Because why do people like the Lion King so much? It's like not about humans. It's about lions.
It's a kids movie about lions.
Yeah, it doesn't. What is there that's like great about that? But it's like it's Hamlet written as like lions, and then what is like Hamlet? It's like maybe that's some archetypical story. There's some truth in there that like is nuanced and difficult to like carve out from life experience, and then whenever the fruit of like a truly carved out life experience in a palatable way is just like presented to you, it's just really appealing. You're like, oh, this is crazy truth hidden here, like I'm tripping. And like I don't know, that's what I think about.
Yeah, I think you're on the money with that. Like there's something about that truth or aspects to human life story that are archetypical stories, like things that play out, things that just happen. Like this is just how, like this is what happens here. This is like the equation of life to a degree. It's like this plus this equals this. This is what happens. And like we'd like seeing that math play out and for it to equal. We're like, oh, I see how the equation, I see how you got that. I see how this character's actions lead to this, or how their inactions lead to this, or whatever, or their interactions with others lead to this, or with themselves, or whatever. A lot of character dynamics. But we love the truth of aspect about it, I think. The things that play out over time. Damn, I was going to tie something to that truth statement, but I forgot. We fucking love it. Love a good movie.
Absolutely love it. Feels great.
A good story. Because, yeah, we're all just living in stories, I think.
Dude, speaking of good stories, I was on Disney Plus, right? Just checking it all out.
Check it out.
I was like, let me try to watch I had seen that they had the 30 for 30s on there. And I was like, let me see if I can find like a 30 for 30 that I hadn't seen. Because I love watching sports documentaries. Because those stories like turn me up, guru.
Let's go.
Like just get gassed up when I see that stuff. Like I get like truly inspired. Where I'm like different afterwards. I'm like charged up. I watched Altered Carbon on Netflix. And I remember being like, people are going to think I'm like lame or dumb, crazy. Like I'm a different person after I saw that show.
Yeah.
Like I'm like fucking activated, bro. I'm like, Altered Carbon altered my carbon.
Your carbon.
Yeah,
It's altered.
I'm a different thing now. And there's just like, I don't know what it is about stories that have the power to do that, right?
Yeah.
But like, have you seen the Guru of Go 30 for 30? Yo.
Who's it about?
Okay, so this is another moment where like my life is trippy, right?
Okay.
So like I'm just like looking at like Disney Plus 30 for 30s. I'm like going through all the 30 for 30s, and none of them are that interesting to me. And like I just had this inkling of I wanted to feel like I watched Swamp Kings with Tim Tebow, felt fucking different after that. I'm trying to think of some of the other sports documentaries I watched on Netflix. The
Last Dance, of course.
The Last Dance, of course. Oh my God. Changed my life.
Golden, bro. Golden era
Seriously.
of COVID.
Yeah.
Is it one that came out like around COVID time?
Yeah, I think, I watched it like as I was starting to work again after COVID. I was really like turning up on life. It's fucking awesome.
Yes.
I wanted to shout out one more documentary on Netflix, the David Beckham documentary.
Okay.
Loved it. I thought it was great. It's like 3.5 long episodes. It's awesome.
Nice.
Trying to feel that feeling. And I'm just like not interested in what the titles are. Like, just like, I'm like, nah, I don't want to watch that. Nah, I don't want to watch that. None of them looked appealing to me. But there was one called The Guru of Go. And I had like seen that title before. Maybe it's like advertised on ESPN or something. And then I see it's about college basketball, and I'm just like, it's not flashy. It's no athletes that I know. So I'm like, I was hoping for like, like a Deion Sanders documentary or something, some fucking powerful figure, And I'm like, whatever. Let me just flick this on and see if it catches my attention. And it is like it looks kind of old. And like some of the themes and like the narratives, like it's like made in the early 2000s, and it's like referencing stuff that happened in like, I think the 90s. And so it's like, its themes and its music, it wasn't like flashy and dope and lit like The Last Dance at all. Like it was kind of like the opposite of that. But the story was fucking crazy, and it's like real life. So just in my own life, one of my favorite shows that I've seen like ever is the Lakers. It's called
Showtime.
Showtime. Yeah, Showtime. The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, and that's on HBO. Watch that show.
Okay, yeah.
It's amazing. Like I was watching that show right before I came over to our new job where we're working at, and like I just fucking loved coming home and watching that show. It was so good. And there's like a lot of sex scenes. There's a lot of like motifs that would make you, maybe it's basketball and fucking big money, fast cars. And you might be like, well, yeah, I don't know if it's actually that good, but like, no, it's a great show. Like the story's fucking crazy. It all really happened. Like Magic Johnson and the Lakers and Gary Buss, the guy that bought the Lakers and then ran it with his daughter Jeannie Buss, who is now that's still the owner of the Lakers. Like it's a dramatized version of how the Lakers became a whole fucking thing, because they weren't really selling that tickets like that, and they were just like one of the teams. And then this guy buys the Lakers, and he's like, "Fuck that, we're big money, we're Hollywood, we're the biggest production in sports. Like we are. Give me $1 million. Like take out a $5 million loan. I'll pay it back, or we won't pay it back. I don't know." And it's like gets to the point where like they don't really have the money to make this work. He's just like a businessman, like keeps getting the investments and had enough money to buy the team. And it comes to a point where if they don't make playoffs, they're not going to make enough ticket sales to like pay off their like the money invested into the team. Basically, like they could lose it. So then that's when he's like really like, "You boys better fucking win tonight. Keep the damn lights on."
Fuck.
So within that story, the coach is a big piece of that puzzle, because they're trying to win a championship. Because if they win a championship, enough money's going to come in and enough fans are going to come out that they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
But also this guy wants to be a champion. He like ends up playing. They play against the Celtics, and the owner of the Celtics, like kind of big dicks, our guy, Gary Buss. And then Jerry West, the guy from the logo of the NBA, like the fucking
the point guard.
He's Jerry West. He is like an organizational person in the Lakers at that point. So it's like Jerry West and Gary Buss and Magic Johnson, and the guy that's the head coach was a head coach at a university. Okay. And then on that staff is Pat Riley.
Oh, shot.
Right? So then Pat Riley's in that building with all these famous people. That's what I'm saying. Like this story is bananas. All these, you're like, I know that guy from this thing and that guy from this thing and that guy from, and it's like they were all right here with Magic Johnson and Hakeem.
Yeah.
Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar trying to like become the Lakers. Crazy story. I'm watching The Guru of Go, and it's about the coach that was the head coach. He's trying to implement this thing called the system.
Okay.
In the Showtime Lakers.
Got it.
He's like the player. He comes in, first day camp. He's the new coach. He's like, "Look, I run a system. I'm going to teach you guys the system. This is how we play basketball now." And they're like, "Okay." He's like, "I don't really want any fucking questions. I don't really care what you think. If you can't run the system, you're not going to be with us. I run the system. I don't run it through you. I don't run it through you. I don't play Magic Johnson basketball. I play the system. You play the system. We're going to go start running right now because you guys are not in shape to run the system." He just like runs the crap out of them. They have to run all camp, like every morning and late at night. They got to do these long runs because his system is like transition basketball. You need to shoot as many shots as humanly possible. That means you have to shoot within every 5 to 6 seconds per possession. And that means you need to be running the fucking floor. So that way we can at least run one play before you shoot the ball.
Dude, try to get one good look.
One good look, shoot that rock, get back on defense. Do not let them score. And every time you can score in transition, score in transition. So like the players are getting like worn out. They're like, "Fuck this basketball. This isn't how you play basketball.
This system's bullshit.
This is bullshit. I'm just dying out here, throwing up every
I
day."
didn't know we were just running, coach.
Yeah.
The fuck?
So there's this friction between the coach and the players. Players are trying to unite to like, the real winners in the room are like, quit complaining, just fucking stop having an ego and being selfish and just like be for the team or whatever. But then there's like real conflicts because maybe the system isn't good basketball. Maybe these guys are right. It's just like,
Yeah.
So then while that's happening, the head coach has an assistant head coach. This guy was a theater teacher. Okay.
The fuck?
College theater teacher. So it's Marshall from How I Met Your Mother plays this guy.
Okay.
Jason Sudeikis.
Okay. Love it.
He's fucking awesome. He's amazing as the assistant head coach. Younger guy. He's always in the locker room like, to be or not to be? That is the question. Gentlemen, we know who we are, but we know not who we may be. And he's like doing these Shakespeare quotes as like his thing to these guys, and they're like making fun of him for it and trashing him for it. And he's like not a tertiary character, but like he ends up having to be the head coach for a little bit and then goes insane running the system.
Yeah.
And like goes like on a 60-game run streak.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And he like makes a name for himself. And then he ends up like, okay, so it's a whole thing. I get onto the Guru of Go, and they're like, this is a story about a coach who might like William Shakespeare as much as he likes great basketball. Welcome to the system. And I'm like, I've seen this before. The fuck is this? And then it's a documentary about what happens to that guy after he left the Lakers.
Okay.
And it's not even like the head coach. It's that assistant coach that went on that run.
Yeah.
So and then I'm just tripping because I'm like, I know your backstory. Like, I've seen the prequel.
I've seen the prequel.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I'm going to go for this.
Perfect.
And I'm just like, boom, encapsulated. And I'm like, it was just so crazy because I was like, none of these look good at all. This one might be all right. Oh my gosh, I'm locked in.
I'm locked. 2 seconds in, locked in.
That story.
It was good.
Amazing, bro.
Really?
Amazing. Okay, so he ends up at this Loyola Huskies
College?
Yeah, it's in like California.
Okay.
Not a great college. He leaves the Lakers, goes to another team, doesn't do well. Then has to go to college, but doesn't get a big college. Gets a small college, but at least he's the head coach.
Okay.
It's just outside of USC. And basically, like, these two best friends were going to USC at the time, and they were like some of the nation's best players. USC gets a new head coach and then rescinds several scholarships from starters on that team because the coach is just like, apparently he wasn't a good coach and he didn't like those kids. And so he just takes their scholarship because he wants to start his own team. So then those kids go back to, I think, Chicago or somewhere in New York where they're from. And it turns out that this coach, who's now the coach of Loyola, he's from the place where they're from.
Oh, shut.
And so someone
Snags
there
him up.
is like, you need to go talk to him. It's right next to USC. Like that, he'll take care of you. He'll get you.
Get you on a squad.
Yeah, he's a guy.
Get some minutes.
He's an NBA coach that was with the Lakers. You guys are trying to be in the league. Like, you guys aren't in a position to get like a D1 scholarship right now per se, maybe. But like, if you both go here, it's likely you both can start and play together and maybe just ball out with this smaller
Carry
school.
that team up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then these two guys like agree to do that, right? Link up with him, and then like they go on a fucking run, dude.
Yeah.
The system is like working like crazy in college, and these two kids just fucking believe in it. Like this one guy's just like, he's like the perfect basketball player. He's just like, oh man, I just want to play defense and hustle up and down the floor and get buckets, man. Just get buckets. I try not to complain too much, And he's getting interviewed. He's like, one thing I love about the system is like, I've realized that there's a moment where if we're both playing intense and you're scoring and I'm scoring and I'm blocking you and you're blocking me and we're really going at it, like you're going to get to a point where you can't play at that level anymore. Like your intensity
You have a fall off.
It's only going to last so long before one of us falls off. And I don't fall off very often because the system keeps me in shape. In the fourth quarter, I'm like, okay, they're going to fall off soon. And I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for you to fall off. And that's when we go off. And it's like not a scene. It's not scripted. He's just in his jersey like, man, I just saw some shit out there. Motherfuckers fall off. They can't hang with us, man. They can't hang with us. Like that guy right there, he's got it figured out.
That's crazy.
It's just like happening, bro. But then, bro.
Oh no.
Dude, this guy, he like, it's like a point guard and like a small forward are like the dominant players.
Okay.
And then they're like best friends from USC. And then like and from their hometown. And then the small forward, he's like one of the nation's best player pretty much. Like he's got They're scoring more points a game than anybody. They scored like 136 points in a game one time. It's still the record for the most points scored.
Jesus.
Because the system, bro. They're playing like Steph Curry.
They're shooting every 5 to 10 seconds, bro. They're putting a shot up.
So like they're like going off. They're in the ESPN. They're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, flexing on the camera. It's just like, he's the fucking guy. I'm the fucking guy. Let's fucking hoop, baby.
He putting points on the board,
Let's
baby.
go on the run.
Yeah.
And he ends up like passing out in a game. Like he's like
passing out,
walking. He gets ready to shoot a free throw, and he just like passes out on the court. And they're like, whoa.
What the fuck?
And then
Just collapses.
yeah, he kind of like gets back up, and there's like I'm watching it. I'm watching like the footage of the game, and they like get him back up, and he's just like, nah, it's cool. Like I'm good. Don't worry about it. And then he like finishes playing the game, and the season goes on. And as they're getting like towards the end of the season, when they're about to make it into the NCAA tournament, the dude, they're in fast break transition. The guy cuts to the basket. They throw him a lob from like half court. He fucking jumps up. Alley-oop slam. Crowd's going crazy. Sold out crowd. And he starts running back down court. Passes out again, and freaking just dies, bro.
What?
Yeah.
His heart just stops?
Just stops, bro.
Was there like any diagnosis or any?
After the first time that he fell, they had diagnosed him with an enlarged heart.
Okay.
And he was like on medicine to like counteract that. But he's also like literally the best player in the country. And so he's really trying to like win the championship and get drafted. Also, he just like really believes in the team. Like he's fucking all in. He's like, I'll die on this court. I don't give a fuck. Like we're going on this run. We're going to win a championship. And I guess they go to play a game in his hometown. And in his hometown, while he's on the medicine, he just like sucks. He sucks ass. He has like 1 point. And then his homie, the point guard, backpacks the team with like 40 points and a game-winning shot in their hometown. And they win. But he's like pissed because he played like ass and he couldn't like run. He was like fatigued and like hazy brained and dropping passes and missing layups. And he's like, it's the drugs, bro.
Yeah.
So then he like tapers down on the drug dose to where maybe he's not even taking it at all. And then fucking collapses and dies. Seriously.
Fuck, bro. That's crazy.
Crazy. I'm fucking crying, bro. I'm like, yo, like, bro, the boy, bro. He was just like the fucking... I'll die for this. Died for that.
Died. Oh my God. How tragic.
Then they try to like, well, first of all, the team goes fucking off. And like it was like one of the next things they had to do was just like go to the NCAA tournament. Like the season was basically over. And then they get into that tournament and their tertiary players just go fucking crazy. Like one of their shooters has like 24 points and he's got like 7 3-pointers and he's just like making everything from everywhere. And they just get like super like, yo, we're doing this for our boy. We're not fucking.
Yeah, charged up.
Yeah.
Crazy charged up.
And then they go on a crazy run and they make it to like the Elite Eight and then they lose to the eventual national champions. But they make it to the Elite Eight without the best player in the country.
Damn.
And it's just this guy you never heard of, bro. I'm gonna like look up his name because like he was literally the best player. Would have been the #1 draft pick. Like
could have gone on a run.
He was the guy, bro.
It was like in the Jordan era, or what he would have been drafted in like the Jordan era.
That's a good question. I'm looking right now.
Yeah, I was trying to think timeline wise. That kind of lines up. I think within a couple of years, they probably would have been in the league at the same time.
Paul Westhead. That's the guy's name. Like
Is that the coach or the player?
That's the player.
Okay.
Hank Gathers, bro. Hank Gathers. That's a real one.
That was a player?
Yeah.
Who passed away?
Yeah. He was the fucking man, bro.
Damn. Hank. Shout out. R.I.P.
Amazing, bro. Bo Kimball was his boy. What year did Hank Gathers die? He's a fucking man.
That's crazy.
1990.
Yeah, so he would have been drafted like 91.
Yeah. Dude, I'm saying he died in the semifinal in the West Coast Conference tournament and then I don't think they played in the final for the tournament. But they'd gotten a seed in the NCAA tournament, and then they asked them like, "Do you want to like just call it this year and not do this anymore?" And they were like, "Fuck that, we're gonna go at least win one game." And then they win like 2 or 3 games, but just not enough to win it all. Crazy, bro.
Shit, man, that's crazy.
But just, dude, I was so moved, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
so
tearing up.
encapsulated.
It was insane, man. He was really like the idealistic basketball player, just playing his ass off, believed in his coach, bought into the system,
Going nuts.
going bananas, packing out the arenas, dude. Because yeah, they're playing like a different kind of basketball. It was like super exciting. He was just like going coast to coast to coast to coast, yakking on people.
Damn, bro. Just be born with an enlarged heart? Like, what the fuck?
So weird.
That sucks, dude. That's fucking lame. Never know.
It's such a crazy story. It's just like most dominant player.
I fucking love 30
in the
for
country,
30s.
bro.
30
Yeah.
for 30s are tight like that.
Yeah, and you get this Paul Westhead, who was this like Shakespeare, really fucking like, he's always talking about these deeper concepts and the deeper meaning in life. And then they have to like watch this like tragedy happen to them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, it's so sad.
That guy, he ends up not. So then the family tries to like sue the coach after the season for like running their kid to death, basically, to the system. And
I was thinking about that actually as well.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
does he have some responsibility there?
Yeah, right.
Dude, that was like a question because like, you know what it's like to just go so hard that like you're like about to pass out.
Mhm.
You do that for so long. Like, could you damage yourself? You know?
Yeah, you're doing unwarranted damage to your heart, your body.
I don't know.
No one else passed out, or no one else had a problem.
He had an enlarged heart.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, the coach couldn't do anything about that per se.
The school paid out like a $2 million settlement, and they fired the coach.
Really?
Yeah,
That's fucked.
had to let him go.
Damn.
Crazy, right?
Fuck. I guess the school's kind of like hands are tied. I guess to a degree, so we gotta do something.
I don't know.
What the fuck?
It's crazy, right?
It's crazy. I don't know.
Just from running them boys.
Yeah. But they were dubbing up. They were going off.
And he loved it. He did not want to like.
Yeah. He wasn't complaining.
Oh, dude, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
That's crazy.
So then he goes on to eventually, 10, 15 years later, become the head coach of the Phoenix Mercury, the WNBA
WNBA.
team. And then they run the system, and then they win a championship with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Nice. And I guess he was the assistant coach for the Showtime Lakers, and then whenever he was the assistant coach, is his system the system, or is the head coach for the Lakers like that was his system, or like did they come up with it jointly?
No, it was the head coach's system.
Okay.
But like the assistant coach was the person that like helped him operate it, that
Yeah.
like understood it, believed in it, like helped him develop it and helped him implement it to the players. So when the head coach like couldn't be there, the assistant coach like was already all in on the system, but he definitely was like, it's that guy's system. We're doing what his system is.
Mhm.
But then as the season goes on and he's like more and more the head coach, he kind of like adopts it as his own. And then when he goes off on his own, he just like runs a version of that system, but it's the same philosophy of like shoot every 5 to 8 seconds, as many shots up per game as you can, run the floor, run to spots on the floor instead of like just like running transition and going anywhere. It's like the 1 goes here, the 2 goes here, the 3 goes there, the 4 goes there. And then we're hoping to get this look out of that.
Mhm.
And that's what the Lakers were doing when they won.
And then I was gonna say, so the Showtime Lakers head coach ended up running the system and winning as well.
Man, the way that it happens, I don't want to ruin it, but like the head coach gets in this like accident and he's like unable to coach, and then the assistant head coach, he wins a championship as the head coach, but he was like the acting head coach. But then if that guy wins the championship and then you bring back the other guy, it's like kind of weird, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he also like had not gotten an ego, but like kind of had gotten an ego through that process, you know?
Dubbed up, baby.
Yeah. And then ends up going to be another coach for like, I don't know, like the Phoenix Suns or something like that. And then they like flop. And then he like goes back to college level, or goes to college level to try to make it work on his own. And then that's when he ends up with that Loyola team that's like disgusting and sets the record for most points in an NCAA playoff game and all these things. They set a record for most points in an NCAA playoff game after that guy passed away, which is like,
Damn.
That's crazy, right?
That's wild.
So yeah. Then so he had three. He talks about he had 3 championship teams, but he only has 2 championships. But like the Magic Johnson era Lakers that he won with, and then that Loyola team where the tragedy happened, and then he got another chance at redemption with the WNBA with the Phoenix Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 2 chips. I mean,
He chipped up.
system's real.
He chipped up. Man, that's crazy. Fucking love ESPN 30 for 30s. We all love a good story.
Love a good story.
We all love a good story.
Sobbing and shit.
Fucking love it, bro. Well, hell yeah, dog. You wanna wrap her
Yeah,
down?
it's about time for us to hit the gym, huh?
About to go hit up the Play-Doh school.
What's your story? What's my story?
We all got stories we're living here. There's
How
love.
well do you know yourself? Truly.
Yeah.
What's your story?
What's your story gonna play out? What happens? What's going on? Come on, baby.
You might be everything that you are attracted to. All the attractive ideas, all the things that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're not that thing yet. Maybe you have to shift your personality to become that thing. But maybe the thing that craves the shift in personality is more truly you than the you that's not currently the thing that you aspire to be.
Yeah.
Maybe you're clay. And then you're like, well, I'm not a pot. It's like, yeah, you're not ceramics. You're fucking minerals. Like you are clay.
Clay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mold the clay.
Mold it.
Be molded.
Allow it to happen to you.
Yeah, yeah. Shapeshift.
Stay moist.
Moisten up. Get lubed down.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen,
Lube it up. Get molded. Maximize that story. See you on the other side.
hold up.
Whoa.
Bring, bring. This is,
Hello?
I'm calling you to action.
You're getting called. Answer it. Answer it.
You know
It'd
who's
be
on
rude
the phone?
not to.
We don't want to be rude. We don't be rude. That's action calling.
Action is calling you.
If you'd be so kind, like the podcast, subscribe to the podcast,
Click.
leave a comment. Tell me you
Type.
liked and subscribe to the podcast.
Type.
I
Give us
would love-
topics. Give us questions.
Anything.
We'll talk about anything and everything.
All of it.
We'll figure it out together.
I love you guys.
We love you. See you on the other side.
Phone call over.
Rolling through the city to the light show. Really ain't no telling where we might go. I just flipped the switch, I'm in my zone. Feelings on my wrist.